Hello, everybody. How's it going? Can people hear me okay? I hope so. For anybody who was not here the other day, I bought a new mic. So hopefully the audio quality for this channel will improve substantially, which is not hard because the microphone I was using before was like very low quality. But hopefully this will be an improvement. How is everybody? Oh no, is it laggy? Why is it laggy? Is it still like that? Hmm. That's really weird. Ugh, you're gonna get 100K subs now for sure. That's a pretty bad joke, but I liked it. All right. Yeah, that is weird. I don't really know why the visuals are choppy. Maybe just YouTube. Maybe there's just some lag between, YouTube and OBS or something like that. I really have no idea. That's so odd. Yeah, sorry y'all. I'm not really sure what can be done about that. Maybe it's because I have my AirPods connected. It's possible. I don't know. Okay, so the Honda launch is what we're here to talk about, and that is going to happen at in about 45 minutes. So we have some time to chat before that. We should cover the Haas livery at some point. So yeah, I'm not really sure what feelings do you guys have about this event. I really don't know. Yeah, GP2 engine reveal, that might be what we're getting. I don't really know what to expect. I don't think, it's pretty unusual that an engine manufacturer would do a launch, because as far as I understand it, Aston Martin is also doing their own launch separately from this one. So I don't know why they organized it like that. It would make sense for them to do it together. I will say I'm hoping that at least somebody recognizable from Aston Martin will show up. Not just people from Honda. Hopefully we get Lawrence Stroll at the very least. Because I know the event is in Tokyo, so it's going to be kind of hard for the, drivers and people from Aston Martin to travel there. Or maybe not hard, but, just kind of annoying. So I don't know. We might be seeing like Alonso and Stroll over on the Zoom call, you know what I mean? Or they maybe pre-recorded a video or something like that. That's kind of what I expect. I don't know who we're going to see live. Maybe we will see Stefano Domenicali, because I feel like he's trying to be like at all of these events from what I could gather. So I don't see why he might not be here. Maybe not in person, but he might have recorded a speech or something. I don't know, but I don't know what feelings you guys have. Again, this is an unusual experience, but like I feel like with car reveals, it's a lot easier because you know exactly what to expect. And even in the Red Bull one, they kind of went over the engine for a while. and then they talked about the car and the drivers were there. So you kind of know the rhythm of it. But when it comes to an engine reveal, like are they just gonna do kind of like what Red Bull did and spend like 20 minutes talking about engineering stuff that nobody understands? Or like I don't know. Yeah, Kinetic Katana guaranteed this event will be as corporate as they come. Yeah, I mean, all of these events are extremely corporate. Like this is just uh the the corporate wheel of Formula 1 just spinning. Like you could tell that for example at the Red Bull event the other day, you could tell that most of the people there did not know much or care much about Formula 1. It did not seem that way. They just seemed like they were very like just flexing that they were able to get into this seemingly pretty exclusive event. Um and just excited to like take some photos of Max Verstappen to post on Instagram, you know. So I feel like, um, yeah, and Apple Vision Pro press demo for sure. Yeah, I don't know what kind of deal or sponsorship Red Bull has with Apple, but that was surprising. I mean that was obviously it was surprising, but also obviously um publicity. It was an ad. Um, so hello to everybody from Brazil. Yeah, they really chose like the absolute worst times for I feel like these launches in general, but certainly this one because like it- I don't think the times in Japan are convenient for most people, but it's okay. This is the beauty of Formula 1, right? Like we are always going to have events at times that are not convenient for us, but we're still going to watch it because we love this sport, right? Like, you know, first race of the year, Australian Grand Prix, and it's for my time zone, it's probably going to be at like 4 a.m. But am I going to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch it? Yes, you bet I will. So, this is just part of the beauty of the sport, right? It's nice that it's international and we get events and we get Grands Prix and things all over the world. So, I think we just have to kind of suck it up a little bit, unfortunately. Um, Lots of Brazilians. Yeah, why are you guys awake? Like, what's going on? I feel like maybe it's earlier for y'all, but like not that much earlier than, the US. So, um, I mean, welcome. It's great to have you here, but I'm just like maybe, think about going to bed soon. Um, Not surprised about, the Aussies and the Kiwis saying hi. Because that is the ideal time zone for y'all. So jealous because I've also been watching the Australian Open a lot, and none of the friggin' exciting games are at times that work for me. It's so annoying. I'm like, well, okay, Alcaraz is playing at like 3 a.m. I am sorry, but I'm not watching that. So yeah, but sometimes that's the thing, right? Sometimes things will be convenient uh for some countries and they will be inconvenient for others and we just have to deal with it. So anyway, um oh, the for real Blake is asking, do you prefer the F175 event where they all do it the same at the same time or their own separate events? I think for me, I think I prefer the separate events. I really enjoyed the F175 event. I mean, the event itself was cringe, but I enjoyed the concept. I enjoyed the general vibe of like, oh, this feels very special because it's like all the teams doing their celebration at once. Um, like that was exciting in itself, but I don't think I want that every single year. The reason I liked it is because it was special, right? It was like a once in maybe not in a lifetime, but once in a lifetime uh, type thing. And I feel like if they did that every year, it would just not be as exciting or interesting anymore. So I prefer the individual events. Another thing that I like about the individual events or individual launches is that each team has free reign to kind of do their own thing. Like at the F175 event, it was very like um like equalized for all the teams, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you each have like 10 minutes to do your thing, and then it has to be like it's all very scheduled and very, um meant to be like all the same for all the teams. Whereas with the team launches, you get to see a little bit more of the personality of each team, right? Like obviously Ferrari and Red Bull and McLaren will do huge events, and then Haas will just like post a photo online, be like, here's our livery, enjoy, bye, right? And so I think that's nice because it's good for teams to have their own personalities and not just be like corporate shells of like nothing. So it's the events like these give us a little bit of an opportunity to see more of like what each team is all about, right? Um, so that's why I like that. Even if the individual events are slightly more boring, um, it it still kind of showcases some personality and some, intent and like what are the priorities of each team. Obviously, Haas's priority is not their livery or doing an event about it. They don't have enough money for that. So, you know. Whereas Ferrari obviously has so many fans, they're going to do a huge event, right? It's that sort of thing. So, McLaren and Red Bull clearly have like a lot of sponsors to please, Mercedes, Aston Martin, so that's why they do these things. Um, so it's just kind of interesting. Um, so yeah, let's exactly. They can't afford to do more than a Twitter video. I think maybe it's time to talk about the Haas livery for a little bit. Yeah, Justin, I generally agree with your opinion. I think the F175 event was better executed. Um, like it was very nicely put together, even if some of the things were a little cringe. Like personally, the acts, the musical acts, like hello. They had like the non-interesting half of Take Back. Like it was Take Back without Take That without Robbie Williams, and it was just kind of like, what is this? Uh, Nobody outside of the UK knows who, or outside of Europe knows who these people are. Uh, so it was better put together, but I think that for that reason, it it's more special as its own standalone thing. And I'm sure that like they're not even gonna wait until the 100th anniversary to do something like that again. They'll find some other excuse, like they'll do F180, probably, maybe F185 at the most, but like they're not going to wait until like F1 100 or whatever at all. They're desperate for like selling us bullshit corporate events and things for us to like buy and to watch and to talk about. So, uh yeah, the best part was the FIA being booed for sure. Or Christian Horner being booed. That was crazy. I did not expect that that would happen, but that was genuinely insane. And then the funniest part of it was also that they had Gordon Ramsay talking about was like the FIA's Appendix B about swearing not being allowed. Okay, like was that a good idea? And they're asking the man who made an entire career out of swearing. Like I thought that was chef's kiss. Never better said. Like literally that was so brilliant, honestly. Um F100 is going to be the corporate slop final boss. Oh, 100%, 100%. F1 100 is going to be so insufferable. Oh, I'm just glad that I'll be like super old by then. I'll be like 50 and I will not give a fuck, but I'll have more important things to do with my life, hopefully. But dude, F1 100 is going to be insane. Anyways, where can we see the Honda reveal? They are streaming it on YouTube. I will not be showing it to y'all tonight because I don't think I have, the rights to do that. But I can share, probably I can put in the chat the link to the show. Let's see. think that is it. I'm going to close some programs, see if it helps make things less laggy. So yeah, so it'll be live stream on YouTube. So similar to the Red Bull one, I'm sure that all of these events are going to be live streamed on YouTube, or at least I hope so. Ooh, yes, I will pin it. Thank you so much for that advice. Spanish for 1 minute. What does that mean? You want me to speak in Spanish for 1 minute? That is insane. La verdad es que alguna vez debería hacer un directo en español. Creo que sería bastante gracioso. Tampoco sé cómo funcionaría porque, claro, o sea, como tengo gente de tantos países, pues sería como raro, ¿no? Hacer un vídeo solo en español, pero bueno. Ya lo veremos, ya averiguaremos los detalles. Habría que estudiarlo. I was just saying that I would love to do a video in Spanish sometime or a live stream, but I would not know how to, signal that to you guys because a lot of you don't speak Spanish. So it would be kind of weird, but it's okay. We'll figure that out. Maybe if if Alonso wins the 33rd, if Alonso does anything interesting next year, if he wins but a podium, I will do a video in Spanish about it. I don't even care. Not even the 33rd. I don't even need that. If Alonso gets a podium next year, I am going to do a video in Spanish. And I will put subtitles in it, obviously. I'm not leaving the rest of y'all hanging, okay? There'll be subtitles by me. So you can trust that they will be accurate. But yeah, I literally I'm that hyped about Alonso, which is really bad because that means that the year is going to be dog shit again, just like every other year since like 2000, 7 for Alonso, pretty much. So, yeah. Alonso podium on the bingo card. That's an excellent question. I have not really thought about the bingo card yet. It'll happen because it seems like a lot of you enjoyed it. So, it will happen. And yeah, maybe we put Alonso podium. The thing is, I don't want to jinx anything with Alonso. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, La 33! And, Alonso world title, whatever. Like, no. No. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not jinxing it. So, what if Carlos wins a race? I would love that. You know what? Maybe a Carlos win should be in the thing, in the bingo card. Or maybe an Albon win. I could see Alex Albon. If the Williams is good, if the Williams runs, then Alex Albon could easily win a race as well. Alex is extremely talented. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that just because Carlos had 2 podiums, which is also impressive, right? But like both of them are really, really competent drivers, and I feel like people forget that. So it could be either Williams. Maybe it should just be like Williams win, and it could be either driver. You know what I mean? So yeah, but trust El Plan which died years ago, but we still believe in it for some reason. Cool. Tanksman, you're mentioning a drinking game. I have thought about doing a drinking game on the channel before, but I feel like the best way to do that would be with like other people. And I would have to figure out the logistics of that. Also, not sure if it would be a good image for my channel to do a drinking game, but hey, I don't know. Oh yeah, you're right. Alex did get engaged. I think people were telling me about this on Saturday when I did a stream, and people were telling me about that engagement, and I was like, wait, what are you all talking about? And yeah, they got engaged. I think that is so wonderful. I love both of them. They are such a power couple. Lily Munihe is literally like the most gorgeous woman in the world, and she's so sweet, you know what I mean? And I love that she's also like um an athlete in her own right. Like she's not just, and no shade to, any of these women, but she's not just like some like model that clearly the driver got with because she was hot. Like there's a little more substance to her, and that's not to shade any of these other women because it's not their fault that they are gorgeous and that they work in that industry or anything. Um but it's kind of like, a lot of the drivers just feel kind of shallow for that, like they're just clearly dating these gorgeous women because they're gorgeous and not really for any other reason. Um, but Lily is wonderful, and I feel like she and Alex really make a lovely couple, and I'm very excited for that marriage. Um, and yeah, Alexandra Samela is also really. I feel like she falls a little bit. Well, I don't know. She falls a little bit in that category because I feel like she's also like super gorgeous, but it's like, what does she even like do? Like she's just like an influencer. She seems very shallow personality wise. Um, but again, I'm not super um knowledgeable about the WAGs. If I'm being super honest, I really should do more research on them. Um, but I don't have anything against any of them. I'm sure they're all lovely people. So, you know. Oh yeah, yeah, Oscar and Lily for sure. And I feel like with them it feels more like they're just normal people, you know what I mean? Like Oscar's not even like, in my opinion, as much as I love him, he's not like a particularly handsome guy. He's just normal. He's very normal looking. And his girlfriend is also very normal looking. And so I like that about them. They're just like a very like average Joes, you know what I mean? Just like the most normal couple. Um and I really respect that about them. It's like they're not really falling so much for the glitz and glamour of F1. They're keeping like things very normal. So I appreciate that about them. Um anyways, we are getting super off track. Um let's talk about, wait, were they high school sweethearts? Oh my god, wait, I didn't even know that. Is that true? That's so cute. That's adorable. I love um high school sweethearts. That's so cute. Okay. Just a couple of dudes. No, literally. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Um Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Sorry, we are talking about the WAGs right now. We kind of went on a detour about wives and girlfriends, but we should um we should talk about the Haas livery. Let's do that. Oh, that is so cute. I love high school sweethearts. That is true love. Oh, that's so adorable. Okay. Let's look at the Haas livery. Let me see if I can get OBS sorted in that regard. Yes. Okay. So if you all had not seen it, this is so rudimentary. Apologies. But this is the Haas livery for 2026. Let's open some other angles. Yes. And one from the top as well. Is this it? Yeah, this is the car. And that one for good measure. So Thoughts on this car? Maybe I should pull up the 2025 one for comparison. This was it. Okay, I want you to compare. Spot the difference between this and this. I mean, I think it's glaringly obvious. Goodbye exposed carbon fiber. Goodbye, never come back. It's genuinely like the switch from how empty this is. Look at this. There's absolutely zero paint here. It's all exposed. And then the nose as well. All of this was exposed carbon fiber. And bam. Now, pretty much all of that is covered. The nose is like 80% white. They just left this little bit. And side pods, engine cover, completely covered in paint. Look at this. This is the only part that they left unpainted, and like this bottom part. Look at this. It's genuinely out of this world. It's genuinely out of this world. I love this livery. I do think it took me a little bit of time to get used to it at first, because I was like, I feel like it's not the most exciting looking. It's very plain. It's very just sort of minimalist. But when I compared it with the old one, I was like, oh yeah, it's a big improvement. It's a big improvement. So yeah, nothing. I think it's gorgeous. Oh, and they've also, was this American flag here before? Oh yeah, it was. My bad. I feel like, yeah, they don't have a lot of sponsors, so they have a lot of empty room. They can put flags and stuff. Sorry to Haas, no offense meant, but yeah. And then another thing that's gone. Oh, I love the Gazoo Racing as well on the side. Isn't that clean? It's also on the front wing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right here, GR. I think that's so cool. I wish it was a little more obvious that it's Toyota, because just GR doesn't really allude to Toyota. Maybe they could have put a TGR, because I think that's what it is, right? Toyota Gazoo Racing. But I still think it looks sick. I think it looks amazing. Regardless, better than MoneyGram for sure. I mean, look at at least it had the same colors, I like that Haas has found a way to keep all of their sponsors in either black or red. I think it keeps the whole thing very cohesive, except this one here, Play and Go or whatever, that's blue. But all the other ones are either white or red or black, and I feel like that's a power move, considering how other teams, Ferrari, refuse to do that. For some reason that we don't understand. So yeah, it's and I know that like Toyota and Toyota Gazoo Racing are different things, but still, I feel like maybe just a T here would have been nice, but whatever. But yeah, so very, very clean livery. But there's one thing that they've kind of gone a little bit viral for, and it's in this photo. You can see that they've apparently put rear tires on all the tires of the car. So the front tires here are actually rear tires, and you can tell because all four of the wheels are the same size. And if you notice the wheels of a Formula One car, the front tires are a bit thinner than the rear tires. Probably, you all have noticed that before. So people noticed that here they actually put all four tires in the same size, and they were like, bro, you put rear tires on the front. So that's pretty funny. Maybe they did that on purpose for us to like talk about it. Who knows? Um, but yeah, it's probably it. Some people have been saying they might just be like hiding something, and um that's why they did that. Like they might be covering something. We don't know. But it's interesting at the very least. Like you would think that by now, after 10 years in Formula One, they would know not to do that. But yeah, you know what? New regulations, they're hard to get right, and teams are struggling with some things maybe. So they maybe just forgot how to um, put the tires properly. So um, yeah, I just think that is funny, but I think the livery looks great. I don't think I like it more than the Red Bull livery. And I don't know, you all probably have different opinions about that, but I think that um I think that it looks very nice, and it's definitely an improvement from last year's. So that's cool. Um but yeah, for me right now the top livery out of the 3 that we've seen is still the Red Bull Racing. Second might be this Haas actually, and third might be V-Carb. Um, so yeah, but tell me all of your thoughts. Do y'all generally like this livery? Do you dislike it? Or which ones do you like the most so far? Um, the side view of the Haas is so bad. I don't think so. It's a little sharp edged, with like these letters and this line over here. Um, but I don't think it's bad at all. I like that it's so covered in paint. Like I just think that's so wonderful. And obviously, the teams have, a requirement now that 55% of the car surface needs to be covered in paint or stickers. It can't be exposed carbon. So that's an improvement. Uh, it would look better with a big blue HP logo. Yeah, yeah, right. That's what I've always said. I've always said that. They should put a big HP logo on every single car, and that way they would all look bad, and it would not just be Ferrari. Um, yeah, I didn't realize that the cursor was not showing. I'm sorry about that. I was fully assuming that it did, and it turns out it does not. So I'm sorry about that. Um, but if I need to like point at something, I will do it just by like zooming in like this from now on. But yeah, no, Red Bull completely stole VCarb's design team. It's honestly crazy. And so obviously there were no good designers left at VCarb, so they their livery was not as good. So I firmly believe that's what happened. I firmly believe that Red Bull were like, we need a change in livery, but our designers are not being, have not been very creative for a few years. So we should just bring some people up from VCarb because they are doing a kick-ass job with the liveries and have them work on this one. I firmly believe that's what happened. I have no proof, I have no evidence, but I also have no doubt. No tengo pruebas, pero tampoco dudas. So I genuinely believe that that's what happened. And so, maybe there were fewer people to work on the VCarb one, and it turned out a little less interesting. So yeah. Let's see. Somebody's asking, what do I think of the Red Bull livery? I was just saying, I think it's my favorite one of all the ones we've seen so far. It's so nice. Like genuinely, it's so beautiful. I'm so glad that we're going back to a vintage Red Bull. Like it looks like a like the I don't know. I feel like people have been saying it looks like the Infinity Red Bull. I don't I mean, it does, but I think it goes even further back, like a 2010, 2011 Red Bull. You know what I mean? Because this shiny blue is so reminiscent of like the classic Red Bull era of like, the Federal domination years and everything. Um, so I think but I love it. I think it's incredible. Um, it's so beautiful. Uh, Ferrari race suits, did they release that already? Have I seen that? Ferrari 2026 race suits. Um, Already I'm seeing something I don't like. Hold on a minute. I need a good photo. Come on, let me see this. What the hell? Reddit, save me. Why are the photos so terrible in quality? Um, Woof. It's not too bad, okay? It's not too bad. I'm having a moment trying to wrap my head around it. Is Lewis going to keep the yellow helmet? That seems odd. I feel like that's um I thought he only did that in like his rookie season at a new team. There'll probably be a new helmet design. They're probably just using these for like to have something to hold. That looks cool. But yeah, yikes. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. Again, I think the only thing that I don't like is this white collar. The white collar, extremely, extremely ugly. I did not know IBM was their sponsor, actually. Extremely terrible idea, that white collar. Everything else is actually pretty decent. I'm not too upset, to be honest. Like, I like the white stripe on the side. Feels very, like, in service of Leclerc, if I'm being honest. Like, that's just the Monaco flag. I guess last year it was like that too, so fair enough. But yeah, no, the white color is awful. Everything else pretty decent. I'm not too upset, actually. Now that I'm wrapping my head around it, and literally Monaco flag right here. Actually, reversed, but still Monaco flag. Everything that Ferrari does is in service of either, Italy or Charles, and it's kind of annoying. It's like there's more people. Oh my god, what is up with the cap? Don't tell me it actually looks like this with this weird white thing. Or tell me that's just a trick of the light. Please tell me that's the trick of the light. Because that is ugly as hell. Oh my lord. But yeah, the suit is not too bad, except for that white part, not too bad. I'm trying to find. Oh god, it's real. Oh god, it actually looks like that. Oh no. Oh, that is horrible. Ugh, I don't like that at all. Also, they've gone back to a brighter shade of red. I'm noticing that now. Last year it was more of like a garnet. Not quite garnet, maybe like a I don't know if crimson is the correct word, but it was a slightly darker, like a burgundy. A burgundy. It was a darker red. This is maybe crimson, the one they're wearing right now. This rosso corsa. It was not this. It was a darker one. So I can see they've kind of gone back to basics. People are telling me to look at the gloves, so I want to do that. Also, the event is probably starting pretty soon. So we should probably tune in soon. Okay. No, the suits are not bad. I don't dislike them too much, except for that color again. Yeah. Looks okay. Huge ass HP logo. Once again, they look kind of like Teletubbies. But okay. Oh, this one looks a little worse. The white part here looks a little worse in this photo, actually. Um. Okay, this is the glove. I don't see anything wrong with it. Wait, can somebody tell me what's wrong with the gloves? Oh, more HP. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I don't think it's too terrible. I was expecting it to be like smack dab in the middle, like right where that Ferrari logo is. I was expecting that's where the HP logo was going to be. So I'm glad it's not that. I don't think it's bad. It could be worse. Let's think about it like this. It could be worse. This cap is such a miss. Such a miss for me. This is horrible. Um so sad, honestly. But it's okay. Clearly, I don't know. I wonder if Lewis had any input in the design of this. You know, knowing he's like a fashion designer and stuff. I wonder if he had any input. I feel like he had input last year, and that's why the suits were darker, and that's why everything had a little bit more of like a street casual vibe. The shirts were oversized. You know, it looked very good with like the chains that Lewis wears. I don't know. I feel like Lewis had an input last year. I genuinely think so. This year they just said, "You know what, Lewis, we don't give a shit. We're just going to go back to the basics." So, yeah, overall, I would not buy that cap. Certainly not. I would probably not expect that the shirts will be super amazing. So, yeah, I think this year is going to be a skip for me, but also like I never buy any Ferrari merch because I don't like them. So, uh it's probably never actually going to happen in my case. But for y'all, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see the t-shirts and the polos may surprise us. But for now, I would say might be a skip year this time around. Just saying. But okay, maybe we start tuning into the um the Honda event because we are going to miss it otherwise. Um so maybe you just keep, you know, your tab open. Um I hope that they have some like, you know, kind of like corporate music going on in the background. I hope you all can't hear this right now in the stream, right? You all aren't hearing any corporate music coming through, right? Because I don't want any audio to share um through because I don't want to get a copyright strike or anything like that. Um yeah, sound is on at the event, but I'm just making sure that it's not coming through from me to y'all. That's my worry. So good, good, yeah. Y'all are not hearing anything. That's good. Um Sounds wonderful. Thank you all for letting me know. Uh, the music, I mean, it could be worse. Just very corporate. Um, Screen is also not being shared, I presume. That should be good. Uh, as always, sorry to do this to y'all, but again, I like to, you know, not get in trouble with the FOM. I really think that they need to be, you know, more lax around copyright um, infringement stuff, their copyright policy, because like they don't realize that what these like F1 creators like me, what we're doing is basically free publicity for them. So I feel like they should realize that at some point. But whatever. It's the uncopyrighted music. No, literally, it's actually crazy. Um Bali, you're mentioning the Daytona 24 hours. I actually did not know that that was happening this weekend. I am uncultured, so thank you for reminding me. All I know is that if my sources are correct, Alex Palou is racing there. So just for that alone, I should 100% watch it because Palou is my king, okay? He is my goat, and I will support him in anything he does because I think he's amazing. So, ooh, I think the event is starting. And one of my AirPods just died. This is just wonderful. Oh yeah, be prepared for a lot of corporate videos like this one, probably. I like that they're at least letting us sit with, the older cars for a bit. I think that's beautiful. Ugh. The MP4, just, such a beautiful car. Anyways. Are they going to show the McLaren, the the 2015 McLaren? Oh my god, they kind of did, didn't they? GP2 engine. Ooh. Do you think that's a car they have there? Under one of those, I'm calling it blankets. It's in Japanese, but it's being dubbed like in real time. This is kind of crazy. Damn, 1964 is a long time. Not the slideshow. This is very Japanese right now. Like the very corny text. Very, corporate. Yeah, this is the corporate speech final boss for sure. I mean, it's just Japanese. I think this is just how they roll. They're very, very like technical oriented, not really so much about the PR or the entertainment side of things. Hopefully that, takes us to a good place vis-a-vis the Aston Martin engine, but it remains to be seen. It's 6 a.m. and I'm watching a Japanese guy making a PowerPoint presentation. That is a great comment. I will be back in about 10 seconds. I love that the chat is full of Spaniards just being like, Alonso, a 33, vamos, el plan. You can see like which fandom carries this entire team. Nobody else cares about Aston Martin except, us Spaniards. Literally, if Alonso was not an Aston Martin, I probably would not be watching this. Um, there's no point in me sitting through this corporate final boss. A lot of 33s in the chat. Let's all put 33s in the chat. It is time. I'm dying with this chat. Estamos furísima, tío. Even the Canadians root for Alonso. Is that true? I believe that. I honestly, when I went to the Canadian Grand Prix, it felt very much like that. Like, everybody was kind of rooting for Alonso. All the Aston Martin t-shirts that I saw were for Alonso. Is that y'all putting these 33s? I'm dead. Yes. Oh, that's the engine. Oh my god. It's kind of ugly looking, not gonna lie. Not a good sign. Oh. Okay. So it is a car. But I assume that's not nearly delivery. I mean, actually, it might be close to the livery. Just put some sponsors on there and they'll call it a day. Oof. Guys, it looks rough. I'm sorry. I know it's like not delivery, but yikes. I don't even like that shade of green. It looks so weird. Oh, bring back the Earth car. Bring back the Earth car. Wouldn't that be amazing? Aren't like all of these new like companies that are coming in super concerned? Like isn't Honda super concerned about the environment? Like isn't this the whole reason that they're kind of sticking around with these new regs? Bring back the Earth car. You're so right. That was such a great comment. They should absolutely bring it back. Oh my god. This guy just keeps going. Oof, this is rough. I've pretty much tuned him out by now. Honestly, the rate at which we're going, this might be like 5 minutes longer. You know what I mean? Like, the event will just end after this at this rate because they've already shown the engine, they've shown the car. Like, what else are they gonna do? I feel like this is low key. This might be it. Yeah, this is literally just a guy yapping. Like that's all this is gonna be, huh? And people were like complaining about um the Red Bull one being boring. Girl, what is this then? Also, I love the slideshow. It's so like 2000s. Like it's so the design of it is so dated. I love that so much. Like hire some designers, man. Like this is so funny. This is such a terrible presentation design. I am obsessed with it. Like they're dead serious about this design. They're like, "Yep, this looks modern and sleek. This is exactly what design trends are all about today." This fucking like background with like the weird textures and the lines and whatever these red and blue lines are. Like he just keeps going. The reflection on the pictures, I have not seen a reflection effect on pictures on a PowerPoint since like, since I was in like middle school doing my PowerPoints and I thought it would be cool to add as many effects as possible to make it look like I worked really hard on it. Oh my god. It's so funny. But from what I hear, this is kind of like the state of Japanese graphic design though, right? Like when I did that video about the F1 websites, I talked about how the Yuki Tsunoda website was not uh super like up to date and people were telling me that that's just how websites are designed in Japan. Um so I guess this is just the state of things over there. I don't know anything about this, so I don't mean to like judge too hard. I think it's hilarious. But I'm not taking it very seriously because if I saw this in a presentation, I would be like, this is so unserious. But hey, to them, this is clearly what, you know, what works. So. Oh, look at that. Domenicali. Didn't I call it? Obviously, like the FOM's people edited this, right? Honda has nothing to do with this particular video. Alonso. Okay, normally I would be upset about people spamming the chat, but if you want to spam 33, I won't be that upset. Don't do it for too long, though, or I may kick you out. I feel like they were showing just a lot of unrelated teams. But yeah, this man really is trying to be at all of these. Summarized in 2 sentences, basically a guy gave a very corporate, very boring presentation for like 10 minutes. And that's it. And now we have Domenicali talking. Oh man, Yellow's Marble Runs is gonna follow me to my grave. I have not seen the finale, so don't spoil anything for me. I'm assuming that the Hazers might win, but regardless of what happens, it's been a wonderful season. It's been so, so good. But anyways, let's focus on this. Hopefully, Mr. Domenicali can bring a little bit of spice to this very dead event. He's so determined to have shorter races and more sprints and stuff because everyone gets bored. Well, prove it, okay? Do something fun for me so I'm entertained. We need entertainment? Bring the entertainment, bitch. Don't just say we need it. Act like it. Not that I want sprints and stuff, by the way. That's not what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. It's a joke. I want to see the Honda logo again because they're saying that they changed it. I didn't look closely enough. Do you think he could do a flip? That would save this entire event, okay? It would go from 0 to 100,000 really, really quickly if Stefano tried to do a flip. Oh my god. Fuji TV. Didn't they used to have Truth by T Square as the Formula One intro? I love that song. Ugh. The OGF1 song in Japan. Yes. Somebody understands me. Woo! I love T Square. I love all their F1 themed stuff. I love Cassiopeia. I love all that whole jazz fusion scene of the 80s. But the connection to Formula One just makes it extra special. Man, they love yappers around here, huh? This whole event is who can yap the longest. Cassiopeia is so good, but Takanaka is the GOAT. I love Takanaka though. Yeah, I love both of them, but Cassiopeia is really good too. Ooh, who is better? I think probably I have more Takanaka albums saved. So, yeah, maybe I prefer his style. The Rainbow Goblins album, oh, so good. I want to do some videos about that because I feel like a lot of people don't know that like F1 in the 80s basically had a soundtrack, like a signature soundtrack. Um, it's very important to me that people know about this because it's wonderful. And it's also what led to the Mario Kart soundtrack. So I think it makes for some very interesting content. Oh, look at that. Lawrence Stroll. Oh my god, I literally called all of this. I literally said Domenicali and Lawrence Stroll might show up. And then I don't think Alonso and Stroll will be here, but we will probably see um the we'll see them on the screen. They'll have like pre-recorded a video or something. I doubt that they flew to Japan just for this. Personally, it could be. They have probably nothing else to do, but you know, if they have to be in Tokyo right now and in Barcelona in a week, it seems like a lot of traveling. So oh yeah, the Brazilian victory theme. Tema da Vitória, right? I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but yeah, that's wonderful. I love that one too. Great song. Julian, I don't know why you're asking me about Formula Fons. Like if I've seen his channel, I have seen it. I watch it a lot. I love it. Um, I don't know if there's something specific for me to see there. Yeah, I will do a video on Formula One songs. Trust me. I think that could be really interesting. At least I'll do like a short about it. But you know what? Maybe a full length video would actually be pretty interesting because there's a lot of music to cover. There's also George Harrison's song "Faster." I love it so much because I'm also like a big fan of the Beatles, and so knowing that one of the Beatles had a connection to Formula One, I think is so wonderful. Oh yeah, that Honda logo is kind of horrendous. I mean, it's not bad, but having seen the older Honda logo, I think it was better, you know? More trustworthy. Like I would more trust a car that has the older Honda logo just cuz it's like classic. Oh yes, I do have a Beatles Beatles poster right behind me. From when the Get Back documentary came out. So it's the only thing on this side of my wall. I have more stuff over there, you just can't see it. But yeah, I have this one. It's being covered by me. Oh yeah, you're right. I could not probably play any of these songs, or at least not for very long. So I will watch out for copyright. Thanks for the reminder. But yeah, it could honestly be uh, a pretty good video. And to be honest, I don't even know. Oh, I do know actually. How the Carmen song became the podium song. I think it was just because like it wasn't Bernie Ecclestone, but some like top dog at Formula One liked the song and they just decided it should be that one. Doesn't seem like Bernie to do that. It might have been just whoever it was, you know, FIA director at the time or something. But I think it's wonderful. I think it's so cool that we have like just a classical piece to be the podium song and to be so associated with F1. I think that's fun. Is that it? That's it. That's the event. I think. That's crazy. That was like, how long was that? Q&A session. That was half an hour, I think. Or like 25 minutes. Sorry, the Audi merch got revealed? Audi merch and teamwear? I didn't know about that. Dude, people need to stop revealing stuff while I'm not paying attention. Genuinely. I will we can look at that after this, honestly, if it's real. Um We learned that Honda is in fact a thing that exists. No, you're so right. They told us basically nothing. Like this was a huge nothing burger. I wonder what the Q&A is going to be like. Is Lauren Stroll going to come out and answer questions? That could actually be interesting. I hope somebody asks something compromising. I hope this is not just like polite corporate, bootlicking. I hope there's a little bit of meat in these questions, but it's probably just going to be like, like, are you excited for the season? What are your hopes and dreams? It's not going to be like, so is the engine good? So has Adrian Newey done the work that you paid him to? It's not going to be like the serious questions. You know what I mean? And thank God Alonso is not here because he would have already ruined this event probably. um Wait, sorry. Do I not know about the F1 rock album from the 90s? Somebody inform me about this or shoot me an email about it. Anything that is F1 related music, send it my way. Because I love it very much. There was also The Chain. I should probably talk about The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Or at least that one specific part with the guitar solo. Very good choice, honestly, for an intro as well. New to the sport, what team should you support? Oh, that's a lovely question. I'll just say one who you should not support. Ferrari. Do not root for Ferrari. I know it's very appealing to do so because they are a historic team. They have a huge fan base. They have a lot of personality. Don't root for them though, because they will let you down. They are very chaotic and very kind of poorly managed team, and they will let you down. So just basically don't get into Ferrari. That's all you need to do. You can choose any of the other three top teams, Mercedes, Red Bull, or McLaren, if you really want to root for like a team that is probably not going to let you down. Choose one of them. And if you want to root for an underdog, I recommend Williams because that is my favorite team, I would say. Because they are also a historic team. If you want to root for like an established historic team that has a history, has a legacy of like great drivers, you have Williams if you want that. You don't have to root for Ferrari or McLaren, who also have a host of issues. But Williams is also a very old and historic team, and they have a wonderful storyline going on, I feel like, because they're kind of a team that has been very much down in the dumps for many years, like to the point of basically going bankrupt. But now they are on their way up, and in a way that I never really expected that they would. Last year, in 2024, they were 9th in the constructor standings. Last year, they were 5th. So they did a huge, jump forward. And I think this year there will be very exciting things coming for them. So if you want an underdog team with a history, with legends that have competed for them, with two really charismatic and wonderful drivers, with a really, really wonderful team boss as well, team principal, and who is not going to let you down quite as much. And if they do, then it will at least be in earnest and not because they are poorly managed and they don't care. Go for Williams. That's my advice. I know I'm obviously overselling Williams because I feel like I've kind of made a name for myself rooting for a team that is British, even though I am not British. But I've made a name for myself kind of as like the Williams person. But yeah, Williams is amazing. Um, it's the best alternative if you want to root for a classic team and not be disappointed with like Ferrari and McLaren. So that would be my recommendation. Ah, my AirPods died. Terrible timing. But yes, James Vowles, I agree. James Vowles is the best team principal on the grid right now. If you want another underdog, maybe, if you're American and you want another underdog, maybe not so storied, but another sort of small team that's definitely going at it in earnest, you have Haas as well. They have two really wonderful drivers right now in Esteban Ocon and Oliver Behrman. And also Ayo Komatsu is also a wonderful team boss. So those two, Haas and Williams, I feel like are the two best teams to root for. If you are Hispanic, you have 4 Hispanic drivers to choose from, so you can root for any of their teams, which is sort of what I do. I'm kind of forced to like pay a little bit of attention to Alpine, even though I don't want to, because Franco Colapinto is there. But yeah, those are my recommendations. Oh, you are German. Well, you have a German driver on the grid. But I mean, we don't know really what to expect from Audi. So they could be really good. There's like no way to know right now. But Nico Hülkenberg is a reliable driver, I feel like. So yeah, my biggest piece of advice is just not to root for Ferrari, because you are setting yourself up for disappointment. As attractive as it may seem, I promise you, it'll lead you down a dark path. So that's my one recommendation. From there, you can kind of choose whatever team you want. If you're more about like the drivers, then obviously you're just going to root for whatever team your driver drives for. Like if you really like Max Verstappen, you're kind of stuck with Red Bull, even though they are kind of awful too. But now less awful than they were just a year ago. So, it's just really up to who you like at that point. But yeah, if you really are sort of looking for a team to root for, I recommend Williams. But that's just me. You can also, just like Justin is saying, you can have multiple teams that you sort of like. And so you have different people to root for if they do, at different levels of the grid. So you can choose one of the top teams to root for, and then one of the midfielders, and one of the back markers. So that way you'll probably have somebody that is racing a pretty good race. And so, if your top team is not doing so well, you probably have a midfielder or a back marker that's doing more decently. For me, that was kind of McLaren. Out of the 4 top teams, my favorite was McLaren, but honestly, they fucked it up so bad last year that now I kind of don't want to deal with McLaren anymore. Actually, no, I'm lying. Before McLaren, it was Mercedes. I rooted for Mercedes pretty much forever because that's where Lewis Hamilton was driving, and he is my favorite driver. Besides Alonso, of course. And so I've always rooted for Mercedes, but ever since he left, I don't really care about Mercedes because Mercedes are very corporate. Like they're just like a very nothing team, So I guess if you are German, you might want to root for Mercedes because they are the German team. And they're doing pretty well. They are really doing great. So, and they're very well managed. They're probably not going to let you down too much. So Mercedes is a great team to root for. I personally just got kind of tired of them. I got disattached to them, unattached to them when Lewis left. And so then I kind of was like, let me pay more attention to McLaren now, But they fucked it up so bad that I'm like, I don't want to think about McLaren at all. Maybe I will become a Red Bull girly. I don't know. I have never liked Red Bull. Certainly not, since 2021. I have not liked Red Bull. But it might be my only chance. I don't know. Out of the top teams, you know what? Red Bull has a kick-ass livery now. It might be my Red Bull era now. I don't know. Could be. But yeah, this is my advice. I have yapped about team allegiance advice for less time than they have been yapping over here at this Honda event. So that's all I'll say. That really kind of gives you a sense of what the vibe of this event has been so far. Red Bull Phantom comes with a free caffeine addiction. Oof, that is another thing. Is like I fucking don't like Red Bull. I don't like energy drinks in general. They taste bad and they also do things to my body that I don't enjoy. Like I don't like being so pumped up. You know what I mean? It's too much energy. I never need that much energy for anything. Um, so I don't drink that. Um, RIP to y'all, but I'm different. I'm kidding. But yeah, I do not like Red Bull. So I am not, even if I get into my Red Bull era, I'm not going to buy Red Bull ever. I'm sorry. It's gross. The only thing that I specifically have found myself buying in order to support a Formula 1 team is Duracell batteries because they support Williams. And so whenever I've needed batteries, I could have just bought the cheaper, like, you know, non-branded ones. But I'm always like, you know what? I'm going to spend like maybe an extra $1 to buy the Duracell ones for Williams. So that's the only thing that I've ever found myself like specifically buying to support an F1 team. I think, as far as I can think, I mistakenly bought the Optimum Nutrition protein powder, and I forgot that they sponsored McLaren and that Williams is sponsored by a different protein powder brand. So I should have bought theirs. I didn't think about it. Unfortunately, the ON protein powder tastes pretty good. So that is unfortunate. But yeah, so if you're ever in need of batteries, please buy Duracell. Because why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? They are not that much more expensive. Like, it's not a huge investment, or it's not anything that's going to radically change your quality of life because it's batteries. You know, you're not thinking about batteries in your day-to-day that much. It's not like switching your energy drink brand. That might be a big change, but batteries, like, that's not something you're thinking about. And it's just like $1 more maybe. And you're supporting an F1 team. So you might as well. Yeah, definitely don't buy any HP products. Sorry to say. I mean, of course, if you already have HP products, do not throw them away. But if if you are planning to buy a computer, just don't buy an HP, maybe. Do whatever you want, obviously. A computer is a big investment. If an HP really is what works best for you, then buy an HP, by all means. But I'm just saying, if it doesn't matter to you too much, maybe don't support Ferrari's terrible branding partnership choices. So. HP is chopped. Yeah, I mean, personally, I had an HP before. I have a Mac now. But I had an HP in the past, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was fine. Maybe I don't know. I'm pretty happy with Windows, so maybe that's why I wasn't so bothered. I feel like where I live, it's so common to have iOS that if people see you using a Windows, they like low-key shame you for it if they see you using a PC. So I'm kind of like, yeah. Anyway. See, like, I just threw out my HP printer. Don't throw out your HP printer. Don't do that. That's, if you already have, that's another thing is like, people, we need to learn to be sustainable too. You know what I mean? If you already have a product, don't get rid of it just because it no longer, serves with whatever. I see this a lot with like people who try to be sustainable. They're like, "Oh, I need to throw out all of my plastic stuff because it's plastic." It's like, "No, girl, that stuff is still reusable. Just use it until it no longer functions." Cuz throwing it out when it still works is wasteful. So, genuinely, what are they talking about here anymore? I'm not listening. This live stream has derailed so much from its original purpose. I am not listening to what these people are saying. Because it's probably just corporate glazing, right? Like they're not actually saying. Has anybody been listening thus far? Have they said anything interesting? Have they asked any poignant questions at all? Yeah. No one is no one is listening too much. Okay, that makes sense. So glad to see so many people who supported my little sustainability spiel. Um, it's true. People sometimes are accidentally wasteful, thinking they're actually being eco-friendly or whatever. But sometimes it's just about reusing something F1. No, literally. Basically, Honda, F1, Aston Martin, Aramco. That's just basically been this event. Oh my god. I'm genuinely trying to listen, but I'm not even understanding the questions. Does Telcel still sponsor Formula One? I thought that was one of those brands that Checo brought in that kind of left when he left. Maybe they'll be sponsoring Cadillac. I don't even know. Why doesn't Honda make their own car? Probably because they got paid probably a boatload of money by Stroll, by Papa Stroll, to be like, make us an engine. We'll buy you off from Red Bull. Make us an engine. I think that's probably what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen Telcel anymore in the Red Bull cars. I feel like a lot of Red Bull sponsors left with Checo. If nothing else, Checo was valuable to Red Bull because of all the sponsorships he brought in. He basically has like, all of Mexico's backing. We're getting history lessons at this point. Yeah, I don't even know what they're talking about anymore. How am I liking live streaming? Honestly, it's fun. It's a pretty good time. I'm probably going to be doing a few more of these just for all of these car launches. because I think it's fun to like react live to things, right? Um, and it's very easy to do. It's much less involved than a video, so that is nice. If I ever want to just like give you guys some content without when I don't really have time to do a full video, um, then it's nice to um it's nice to have this because it's just like a quick way to like get in touch with y'all and give you something. Um, but I am working on a video, so that'll happen soon, hopefully. Uh, yeah, there'll be a stream tomorrow for Audi. I think it's at 1 p.m. No, it's at 1 p.m. EST. It's at 7 p.m. It's at 7 p.m. local time in Berlin. So that is, Greenwich time +1, I believe. So if you live in that side of Europe, you are in luck. So yes, 9 p.m. Germany time. So make sure you figure out your time zone for that. But yes, we will be here talking about it because I am very excited about the Audi livery, honestly. I think it could be very, very interesting. I don't think it's going to look too much like that concept. I mean, it will, but like they'll probably have changed some things, so I'm excited. How did my bingo card fill out for 2025? I was going to do a video about the final results, and then I never had time to do it. But it turned out much better than I thought. I think the one thing that needed to be filled out left was the Lando World Champion spot. So that was the only change. But yeah, no, it turned out really good. I'm very happy with how it came out because most of the spots got filled, which I never expected. So yeah, very wonderful. Maybe when I do my 2026 bingo video, maybe then I will show the old one and say like what changed since the last time I talked about it, which would have been Qatar actually. So that is smart. I should probably show y'all how it shook down. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I feel like they will have changed some things about the concept livery. I don't think it's gonna just be that. It could be. But I have a feeling they may have changed some things. And I'm curious. I'm curious to see even just how they've laid out the sponsors. Like I think that's interesting too. How they've worked with that concept livery. I like it. I think it looks like the Vodafone McLaren of the 2000s. So that's kind of fun. It's uncreative, frankly, but it's fun. But also like Audi in general is kind of like a boring brand because they're like luxury cars or, high-end cars. So they are just very corporate and bland. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to work it out to make a racing livery because that feels very unlike them, Like Audi cars are so like clean and sleek and modern, and like F1 has to be like excitement, passion. So they need to really change their whole vibe, and I don't know how it's gonna shake down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll probably do in my 2026 bingo video, I will do the a sort of overview of what happened with the 2025 bingo. I think that video will probably happen. Like, I'll probably start doing predictions after the Bahrain tests, just because I want to have at least the tests in order to make any sort of predictions. I'm sorry, maybe I'm playing it too safe, but I really don't trust myself to make predictions right now with zero information. You know what I mean? It's very easy to like speculate and go based off of like rumors, but rumors at the end of the day are just rumors. Like there's no validity or veridity to any of them. You know what I mean? There's like no way to know if they're real. Most likely a lot of them are fake because people are just trying to um generate hype um during the very dry off season. So, yeah, I personally I'm going to wait until the test. That's what I did last year too. My predictions were all done after the tests. My little piece of paper with the 10 teams and also the bingo. They were all done after. So that's how I'm going to run because I don't trust myself to do good predictions right now. Um, I have some predictions, but I have like no way to even remotely verify them. So I'd like to have just like a hint. And obviously, the tests are also not super conclusive either because they teams can be hiding stuff too. And we don't know how much fuel they're using, what kind of like tests they're doing, what are they testing, what kinds of like, simulations are they running. It's hard to tell, right? We can only glean so much. So it's not like the tests are going to give us the the view of how the entire season is going to be, and you can be like, oh, Red Bull led the test, so therefore Red Bull is going to be world champion. Like, that's not how it works. It's 24 races. It's a very long season. A lot of things can also change from the test to December. So George, WDC is a really good prediction. I am happy with that. I respect it a lot. I think it is quite likely, especially if the engine is as good as they say. So, good one. Good call. And it's time. Loki, I'm not even like the biggest George fan, but it's time that George gets a championship, I feel like. If Lando Norris could do it, like literally put George Russell in a slightly better than average car, he will destroy the grid. I'm convinced. I have so much faith in George Russell. Like, genuinely, he is so good. Period. I'm trying so hard to listen, guys, but it's not happening. I'm trying to tune back in. Spain's Spanish accent is one of the coolest. That is a hot take, I will say. As a Spaniard, very hot take. I agree because I'm Spanish, but obviously most people would disagree with you, and that's fair. I think the Latin American accents are a lot more beautiful, a lot more maybe casual sounding. It's a little bit like I think the Spanish from Spain accent is very much like the British accent. It sounds very formal, very like refined, right? Very intellectual. Whereas the American accent, for example, sounds a lot more relaxed, more casual. It's what you see in movies, so it's like cool, right? So that's kind of the same difference. Spain is considered very formal and very like refined. And Latin American accents are more colorful and more fun and, by extension, cooler. And so, you know what? That's fair. I respect anybody who has that opinion because I think that a lot of the Latin American accents are beautiful. I feel that way also with like Portuguese from Portugal and Portuguese from Brazil. And literally, as a Spaniard, my neighbors are Portugal, right? I have nothing but love and respect for my beautiful Portuguese neighbors. Their accent is trash, though. The Brazilian accents are so beautiful. If I were to learn Portuguese, which I do want to, it would be the Brazilian Portuguese because it's gorgeous. So I'm really sorry to say that. Sorry to anybody who is Portuguese and watching that. I am so sorry, my Portuguese brothers, but we both need to understand that that in Latin America they just do things better in that regard. We both need to suck that up. unfortunately. As much as I love my native accent, it's just true. It's just a fact. They did it better. So, yeah. I hope all of you Latinos who are watching this are happy to hear that. Mi gente Latino. Oh, Russell and Piastri and Sainz. WDC is a dream rotation. Sainz is unlikely, I feel like, in the next few years, unless Williams does something absolutely crazy. But Russell and Piastri, dude, what I would give for either a Russell v Piastri title battle or Russell and Piastri as teammates. And I guess option 3 would be Russell v Piastri title rivalry as teammates. So, like, a Senna Prost situation, an Alonso Hamilton situation. That's what I want. So that is also in my dream title fight rotation. Honestly, Russell and Piastri, I think there's so much game there. They're both a little bit similar personality wise because they're both like very serious, very clean drivers, very smooth operators. But I think they can both be very ruthless on track. We've seen it from both of them. Piastri, the silent killer, and then George is just like so methodical. He spots like everything. He's not afraid to complain to the FIA either about anything that anybody does. The battles with Max Verstappen have been legendary. So I would love to see that. It may take a couple of years, I don't know, but I would love to see that. I think it would be wonderful. And also just because I hope that like Piastri leaves McLaren sooner rather than later. And maybe he ends up in, well, he won't end up in Mercedes because I feel like Kimi Antonelli's seat is pretty locked in. But hopefully they end up in the same team or something and it happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would be very excited to see that battle. I don't mean to discount Sainz, but it's true that as of right now, he's not really going to be in any fight, probably. The Kimi v Russell title fight would also go pretty hard. I mean, obviously Kimi needs some time to like get acquainted with Formula One, but yeah, once he becomes the driver that everybody says he is, and I think it will happen. I really think that Kimi has the makings of a legendary driver, even though I'm not really like necessarily his biggest fan. I'm not really on the bandwagon, but I genuinely think he has the makings of a great driver. And when that happens, a battle with Russell will also go pretty fucking hard. Or hell, a battle with Verstappen. I don't even know. So. Stroll looks so jet lagged. That's true. He looks like he's dying. Is he okay? Oh my god. I'm dead. Jesus. My AirPods died again. This is crazy. My AirPods are a little old, so they love to just disconnect randomly. But it's okay. I feel like they're not saying anything too interesting, are they? I'm a little bit sad that they didn't bring Alonso and Stroll. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Because this is super boring. The way to make this exciting would be to have the drivers. Even just like from a Zoom call. Like that just mm, would make so much sense. Oh, it ended. Ah, it just ended like that. I feel like that was so unceremonious too. Did they even clap? What the hell? Yeah, so that was pretty much like an hour, like almost on the dot. Uh that was fun. I it was something. It was certainly something. For sure. It's a thing that happened and a thing that existed. It was tangible. We all saw and heard it. Um was it fun?